Good morning to one and all, the 1st of November and the Sunday parade. Hope you're all doing well. Obviously, we had in the UK a little bit of bad news in some respects, not unexpected, but we're not going to go over that. So I hope you're all safe and well, and remember to look after yourself, guys, because it's scary out there. Anyway, you won't realise, but I've literally been running around for like the last 5 minutes going, oh, I'm not ready. So, yes, we're going to go over to the comments in a second, see who's in. There are 16 people watching right now. Thank you for taking time and trouble to be with me on this Sunday. Obviously, we're going to crack on with our small diorama in a minute. We'll go over to the bench and talk about what we're going to do. Before that, let's just have a quick look, see who is in the chat. Obviously, 16 people watching. Make sure you say hello. It's important that you interact. He says, just realising there's something else he hasn't done. Yeah, make sure you interact, guys. It's nice of you to get involved. So, let's have a look. See who's in the chat. So obviously myself saying good morning to everybody. Then the first in the house is computer is really playing me up today. There you go. It's Dave Skelly. Morning. Kick off at 1100 hours as usual. Yep. Thank you very much. We are here every Sunday. Good morning to the model making trucker. We're not going to talk anything about ships in this next hour and a half, and anyone that does will be put on the naughty step. The lovely Nat, who is being spoilt rotten this morning. Lewis has been up since 3 o'clock this morning cooking her dinner to make up for the love that she showed him on Friday night. But I'm sure he's going to bang on about it because he's not going to let it go. Thomas Charles says, I'm here, day off. After 3 weeks, my first one, and I'm bored. Well, hopefully, Thomas, we're not going to bore you too much today. That'd be cool. Malcolm saying hi. Johnny Burton's in the house saying morning, guys. And my chat's just gone silly. Thank you very much. Hey up, Jimbo. I don't know who that is. It says Facebook user, but unfortunately, my Facebook is not showing me who that is. So if you are watching on Facebook, do me a favor and click on the little button that allows your name to pop up through StreamYard. It should ask you at the beginning, and that would be John Sharp. Hi up, Jimbo. I suddenly got my chat up there. Lovely. Model maker. Wow. Model making Dave's workshops. Hello, everyone. Hello, Crimes. You're early at the bench. Obviously, prodding Colin, making sure he's awake. For the show later after this. That's myself saying hi again. Morning, Dave, to model from model trucker. Don't do that. There we go. Jobber Gerlin is saying hi, everyone. And who else we got here? Malcolm saying a proper good morning to all people, of course. The chat is going mental today. Plastic Monkeys in the house saying hi all. Hello, Dave. Model making mayhem. You are the naughty step, Lewis. Yeah, he's right. You are, Lewis. Absolutely. And I've obviously skipped past a hello from Model Making Mayhem. Oh, I'm just all over the place today, so forgive me. Lewis just saying, I won't mention anything about the small USS Missouri I won on Friday. Honest, James. Well done, Lewis. I'm glad you've not mentioned it. Naughty step. Oh, Malcolm's noticed. So what colour are you going for today with the light, James? Is that magenta? No, it's actually red. And the reason being is I haven't changed it from what we were doing a moment ago. Obviously, we do I join Malcolm at 9 o'clock for the Model for Heroes Modeller's Mess live Sunday show. And yes, that's something you need to write down as well, Malcolm, because that's hard to pronounce. Anyway, so obviously someone has asked the question that I was going to ask you anyway, which I can just go up and find wherever it is. Oh, this is going mad. What's going on? There we go. So Joby is saying, what is everyone making this moment? Indeed, put in the chat what you're making so we know what's on the bench. If it's your breakfast, pop it in there, whatever. Not a big deal. He's making the Italieri 172nd XB70. Cool. Yes, and any work that you are working on, obviously, make sure you don't miss the post that goes up in the Model Officers Mess Facebook page on a Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, which is what's on your bench. Yes, it's always good to share your work, see what you're up to, and yeah, make sure you don't miss that. I'm not going to go over that today because we're going to head over to the bench in a second and crack on with this diorama base. Thomas Charles just saying there, I bought myself a Titanic lollipop. I was going to buy a sub, but steamed on and bought a sweetie. It tugged my heart. Bits of it ended up on my pinafore, and some of it ended up in my hood. There you go. I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not going to read it out. Hang your head in shame. You should be doing the roast today, Lewis. I even gave you a heads up and thought it would be good for you to do that, but never mind. Ginger in the models. Good morning, peeps. Good morning, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. Malcolm, sorry, my throat's so dry. Malcolm is making the 132nd Rebel Corsa, fighting with the wing hinge. That's wing hinge. Yes, you knew I was going to struggle with that. Ross Medlock's in the house saying good morning, all. Good morning, Ross. Mark Ewan is there saying morning, everyone. Another wet and windy day in Edinburgh. Yes, yeah, it's not all that great down here either. Got to be honest. Everyone, look at Lewis. I think you may want to duck incoming skillet in 3, 2. Yes, I think you're right as well. We've got a Facebook user there which hasn't come up. Oh, there it's Ron. Hi, Ron. Morning, James. I'm doing the HMS Belfast. Done some work on the decks as it has a lot of small parts to go on the deck. Yeah, absolutely. Ginger Ninja, excuse me. Currently restarting the fight with the Airfix Vulcan. You've done some great work on that. Don't let it beat you this time. Don't put it back on that shelf of dust. Thomas Charles saying ship references, did not end up on the naughty step. Yes, I saw you did. I did. I took that on board. Well done. Everyone's saying hello to everybody else. Talking amongst yourselves. Lovely to see. Yep. So we're up to date with the chat. Let's head over to the bench. We've got 24 people watching. I'm not sure if everyone said hello, but if you haven't yet, please make sure you pop in the chat hello and what you've got on the bench right now, which is a good segue because what's on my bench right now is our diorama base, which, as you can see, I have primed. I'm ready for today. Right, I promise that's going to be the last mouthful of coffee I'm going to have right now. So all we've done is we've just used some UMP Ultimate Black Primer all over the base to hide our, if you remember from last week, we gouged out of the styrofoam here a channel and we put a bit of clay over it to give it some sort of rough texture to it. We're going to add to that in a little bit anyway, so it's not a big deal. Obviously got our road surface here, and we added in our fence, of which I have dyed the balsa wood, not painted, I've dyed it. And obviously we've got our corkscrew moss, and a twig. So what we're going to do today, so what I want to get done is I want to put a little bit more texture in here, and a little bit of colour. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some grass on top here, which we're going to do any minute now. Then we're going to go into the base here. We'll probably do that bit maybe last, I think, actually, thinking about it. Right, so we're going to put a little bit of grass along top here and the top here. And we're going to put a surface on our road. Now, what I've got for that is some of this. There's a short salt shaker, of which I put some gravel in, which you would use for making model railways, etc. I have got some in here, some grass, which we're going to apply. I've also got some coloured sponge, a bit more stuff there. That's actually flock, isn't it? Yes, it's flock number. Go away, whoever that is. This is really old, this flock. This I bought when I was 12 years old, and as you can see, I've still got loads. So we're going to use some of that. We're going to use some 2mm and I think this is 3 or 4mm autumn blend for our grass. Right, so let us do, I think we're going to do the grass first. And of course, I'm all ready for this. I have my Magic Zapper. This is from Take Cover. Oh, it's called Take Cover. It's Terrain Model Supplies. But you can make them if you want to. I was lazy and I didn't want to. Bear with me a second. I am just going to mute that. Although my daughter does know what I'm doing on a Sunday morning. She's obviously forgotten. Never mind. Right, cool. So what we need is a little pill cap. We're going to do a little bit of PVA. And squirt that in there. Like so, and we're going to find ourselves a brush. Now, yeah, that'll do. Oh, great. My brush just fell apart. Ah, so organised as well. I was doing so well. Really, I was. So unfair. So yeah, all I'm going to use for the PVA is an old brush that I've not cleaned properly and not looked after, and now I'm going to make it even worse. What I'll do first of all, though, is we're going to put in here, just happens there's a little bit in there already, but we're going to put a little bit more of this stuff. Some of our autumn blend grass. So all I want to do, get the PVA. And all we're going to do is we're literally just going to add the PVA to our surface, like so. Don't worry about being too sparing with it. Now, if you're doing a larger area, I would advise you to water down your PVA a little bit. But because I only want to do a small area, what I'm just doing it as it is. Take a little bit longer to dry, but that's all right. We've got plenty of time. for it to dry anyway. Right in there with our PVA. And then with the magic of electric, oh, excuse me a second. I will come back to the chat in a minute once I've done this bit. So we're just going to put that in, turn the button on, and we're going to shake, rattle, and roll. Hopefully, come on. Ha! I've noticed there's an issue. Why have I got an issue? Oh, it is standing up. It's okay. Didn't think it was standing up then for a second. I've been a little bit sparse with my stuff. Now, obviously, with this, it is going to go everywhere. Be careful when you shake it off, because some of it will get glue on it. And you don't want to add that to your thing, really. So let's put that back. I'm just literally going to shake, 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 shake. And then all of a sudden, oh no, it is. I thought for a second I hadn't got any power in battery. And all you're doing is just creating some static for the grass to stand upright, which you may not be able to make that out yet. Come on, focus, you rotter. Anyway, trust me, it is standing up, sort of. We're going to give it another go in a second. And what we'll do, actually, I'm going to do it like this. Oh, I can't do it like that, can I, actually? Or can I? Yes, I can. No, I can't. Of course I can't. I haven't got 3 hands. So I had a brainwave, which didn't turn out to be a brainwave. So yeah, just keep refilling our container. What I want to do is I want to get that up on an angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there and that there. Oh, there we go. But the problem is the wire's in the way, James. Oh, there you go. Right. So, where's the button? There's the button. Power on. Oh yeah, the static is working because I've just electrocuted myself. So, like so. Again, just gently tap where we don't need it. Okay. So what we'll do now, I'm going to push that all to one side. Come back in with our PVA. Like so. I'm going to do the other side. The reason I've not watered it down, or one of the other reasons I've not watered it down, is because I don't want it flowing everywhere. Because I want to try and control where we're putting the grass. And what we'll do is we'll add a little bit more from a different packet. Oh, right, there we go. As you can see, a lot of actually what we're doing goes everywhere. So you have to put plenty in to make sure you're going to get it where you want it. But we're not far off now. One more go of this and we should be where we want to be, or where I want to be. Back over this a little bit more. What you need to remember, obviously, is your glue will stick to anything because it's glue. That's the idea. Let's tidy this away quickly. So there you go. As you can see, we've got our grass edge, our grass edge, and I'm quite happy with that. That'll do. So that's our first bit done. These little tools with the zappers to get your static grass to stand up is one of those things. They can be, if you buy them, they can be quite expensive. There's some outstanding ones at a very high price, and there are some cheaper versions. I would advise you, if you're going to invest in one, bear in mind you're probably not going to use it very often, but if you're going to invest in one, get one. Go for the higher price. You can make them, like I say, a tea strainer and an electric fly swat. Meant to be quite easy to do, but yeah, if you're a bit like me, I bought it, and it is literally something I use very rarely, but it's worth its weight in gold. So anyway, we've got our grass there. Let's quickly, before we go any further, let me catch up with the chat just to make sure I am up to date with everything. God blimey, lots of chat going on, which is good to see. 27 of you watching, so thank you for being with me on this Sunday. Johnny Burton says he is doing a 172nd Sunderland, part of the Sea Warfare group build. That is our last group build on the mesh. You're quite right. Got a little more to it. Lovely. Dave saying, I'm slowly working on the conversion of a war game exclusive Mandalorian in 28mm to Mandalorian. Not only is it the smallest things I have ever worked with, it's my first conversion. Wow. Make sure you put some pictures up. We'd love to watch that too. Johnny Burns just saying more on the 124th Mozzie as well. So he's got a full-on bench. Model Making Man, thank you very much. He's saying, remember to stick your thumbs up, James. Yep, absolutely. If you could, that would help the YouTube channel and all the algorithms, etc. Mark saying, hopefully I'll be starting my Gundam this afternoon after a couple of jobs I needed to do, i.e. a BMX bike shopping for my son's Xmas. Yes. Yeah, that's coming up soon, isn't it? Could be a different one this year, but that's all right. Common Road Junction saying, what length is the grass? Well, I've got a mixture of length. What I've used is a 2 mil. Let me just double check that actually. A 2 mil winter mix and an autumn 2 mil mixed with a little bit of 4 mil as well. One of the companies I get my stuff from is this company here, WWS. It is Warworld Scenics. A good price. A little like that of 10 grams will last you a long time, depending on what you're doing, obviously. So yeah, hope that helped. Thomas is just saying there, lots. Wow, that's lots. If you get a Douglas hand mill, you can put the used grass in it and remill it. Yes, it's drugs for phenalia, but it works. It's also sold on salmon as a herb mill. All right, okay, that's good. That's a good little tip. Yeah, so if you get the druggies hand mill, that will help you. Where are we? I just jumped. Thank you very much. So Comrade Jenkins saying, what is the base for? So just to recap what we decided to do, we decided to do a diorama from scratch, as voted by everyone in the mess. So I have chosen to build a 148th Sherman tank, which is still being built. It is there. And the diorama base will be just for that sole item. So it's all about the base, really, Comrade Junction. And just showing the different techniques I'm going to use to achieve the look I want, hopefully. It's a 14 centimeters by 14 centimeters square piece of styrofoam. Comrade Junction says, yeah, I've got 6 mil. It's too long, though, but I use it. Yeah. Well, you know, you can always trim it. Yeah, out with your hand shears. Trim it up. You'll be fine. Totally mouse goddess, totally scale models. Back from shopping, too many people out panic buying. Queues for the shops. People buying bog rolls and in the hundreds. And just remind everyone, yes, please stick it up, James. Yes. Ginger News thumbs well and truly stuck up. Thank you very much. And we're up to date with the chat. Just saying, oh yeah, nice. Yeah, thank you very much. 26 people watching, as I say. So, so what am I going to do next? I wonder. Okay, let's do the road surface because that is a similar way of doing things. However, so we're going to use some PVA, but this time we're going to use a little bit of water. I'm going to water it down a little bit. Not massively, but a little bit. I'm saying it's all about the base. It's all about the mess today. This is going to be so messy. I'm so going to have to be cleaning the bench with a Hoover later. Where is our water? So I'm literally just going to put a little touch in. I'm not going too mad. And of course my stirrers are right in the wrong place. Oh, there it is. That'll do. I'll just put a little bit of water. Mix it up nicely. Probably got a little bit too much glue there, but that's all right. That's fine. What you don't want to do is you don't want to make it too runny so that when you put it on the surface, it then all flows down the side because that'd be a nightmare because that's something you'll have to clean up. So there we go. The consistency of PVA and water. It's not that complicated. So yeah, all I'm going to do is, again, with the same brush, I'm just going to add our PVA mix. Nicely all over the top here. I'm not going to worry too much about the ins and outs. Now, obviously, your best course of action would be do these stages at different times so that PVA has a chance to dry. However, because of the road it's like a little village scene, sort of stroke country lane. I'm not going to be too worried, because obviously when I start putting the aggregate for our road surface, big word, don't know what it means, but obviously the glue for that I've put down for our grass is still wet. That's not gonna be helpful, is it, to a degree? But that's all right, because what we're going to do is just one of the reasons I love the pepper or salt shaker idea, because you've got a little bit of control over it. So there you go. So it's just like if you were putting salt and pepper on your dinner. We're just going to shake that into onto our road surface. Now I'm going to be quite generous in what I put in there. So if you get a little bit of stone going into the grass, big deal, because you would have maybe some of that on the grass verge. There you go. There's our road texture. So like I say, it's just a cheap, this was out of the pound shop, 3 tubs. I never understand why you get 3 tubs. If you got salt and pepper, what's the third one used for? I don't know. Anyway, 3 tubs. This was a set that actually came with cocktail sticks inside. So I took all the cocktail sticks out and put them in the drawer and used the shaker for the gravel. I got one for sand, one for this sort of color. I got another one that's a little darker. But yeah, you could have multiple shakers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tap it down very gently with my finger, just to try and make sure some of that excess sand that I put on goes into the glue, because we are been quite generous with the glue. Now I've come across this part here. Oh, as you can possibly see here, I've got like a pool of glue. So we need to put a little bit more of our surfacing on there. And again with your finger, literally just very gently, just tap it in. Tap it in. Keep tapping it in. And so we're just gonna a little bit more there as well, I think. Now it's starting to take shape, isn't it? Bear with me a second while I just clean up our desk. Now, obviously, one thing I'm going to do at some point is I'm going to shake, rattle and roll. I'm going to shake all that off. But I want to give it a good chance to set first. And bond. James. And it's shame. Roger Moore passing away. Roger Moore? Oh, he hasn't, has he? Sean Connery, I mean. What a shame. Great actor. So there we go. So what I've done is I've put a little bit of this on top, gone over it with a second layer, just and pressed it down with my finger. Now I'm going to leave that. Probably a good idea to leave that for a good 12 hours or so, because obviously you want that to set as much as possible. Then once it's done, literally just pick it up at an angle, give it a shake, a quick shake, rattle and roll, and any excess will come off. Now I do have to warn you that when you do that, there is the possibility you might end up with a few bald spots, or it might not look quite the way you want it to look. So you might have to repeat that procedure with a bit more glue at some point, potentially. But that's easy enough for you to do. But there you go. That's a general way in which we're going to do this. That is our base. Now, obviously, we got this ditch, haven't we? That we've got to play with. I'm going to have a go at that with something completely different in a minute. I just want to catch up with the chat, make sure we're all up to date with everyone that's talking. It's got 26 people still watching. Thank you very much. I've only been going for 40 odd minutes. Hope you're enjoying your Sunday so far. Right, so Thomas Giles just saying, put a tiny bit of fairy liquid in the water. I mean, a really tiny bit. It breaks the surface tension and stops the mucus forming on the edges. Good tip. I always forget to do that. You're quite right, though. Model making man saying, Archie, I'm okay. Just making bacon and eggs sarnie for breakfast. Oh, yes, I will be heading into the kitchen in a little while for my nice Sunday morning breakfast. Commonwealth youngsters are very nice, mate. What are you doing? How are you doing the eggs? What are you doing? Which way are you doing the eggs? Nice indeed. I was talking amongst yourself. Tony Mascotto. God, what is wrong with my teeth today? Model making man says to Steve, I don't get panic buying. It hurts other people. And besides, the supermarkets will still be open. Yeah, there's no need to panic buy. You don't need lots of tissue. And there's a debate coming in now about frying eggs. Fried. Model making man is making fried, soft in the middle. Lewis, you need to go back to that naughty step, Lewis. Soft eggs, that's wrong. No, it's not. Definitely not. Definitely not. You've got to have a squishy egg. What's the point of having an egg if it's not squishy? Oh yeah, Thomas Charles saying the third salt and pepper shaker could be paprika or chili flakes, depending on the country you're in. Yes, it's quite possible. But I do like it. Do you know, I read that and thought, my God, Ginger Ninja saying bacon egg sarnie sounds lush. I thought it said bacon egg sardine. That would be wrong. Only thing missing is a sausage. Yes. Gary Hicks saying hi. He's a Facebook user. Hi, Gary. Hope you're well. And we've got Scale Adventurers. Hi, everyone. I'm late to the stream. Yes, you are a little bit, but that's fine. You can always catch it on Watchback. So it's no big deal as well. And what's your first name? Scale Adventures. I don't recognise the name, and I don't think I've seen it before. I may have, so I apologise if I have. But yes, say hello. Tune in at 11 o'clock every Sunday, and if not, catch it on the rebound. It's not a big deal. So that's the chat up to date with. Yes, so I will be. What am I going to be having for breakfast this morning? I think I may have a whole fry up. I don't know. I've got some sausages that have got my name written all over them. Right. So the next step, we're going to do a little bit of mud. Is what we're going to do next. And of course, I'm flying through this. I hadn't really planned to go this far this quickly. Yeah, but that's all right. So what we're going to do is going to do the ditch next, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to our hedge. They are the two things I want to try and achieve by the end of this stream. So we're only on for an hour and a half. So we'll see. I was going to use... I don't think I will use that. I think I'll use the other stuff. I was going to use some Podmosh, but I'm not going to. I still haven't opened the tub. So what I'm going to use is I'm going to use some structural gel from Galleria. Good little product. And what we're going to use is some of that in here. Probably don't need that much, but we'll see. And obviously we've got some texture here, so I could just paint it, but I want to make it a little bit more than that if I can. So to that I'm going to add some earth coloured paint, which is somewhere. Oh, where's that? There we go. It was that one I picked up. So I'm just going to use 983 Flat Earth from Model Colour. Give it a little bit of a shake. Just want to put a little bit of paint in there. We'll mix it up. So Scale Adventures says Andrea, or you can call me Andrew. Had another account of which I followed your channel but never joined the stream. So it's your first time joining the stream. Good. Welcome to the stream. It's good for you to interact. So welcome indeed. I need some help. I'm about to start building a 1/24 Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 6 from Tamiya, and I can't decide if I should build it as the box art or as a street car, or maybe a time attack hill climb version, which require quite a bit of bodywork. So my advice to you on that really would be, it's difficult to advise someone really, because I don't know what you've done before. If you've done the model before, then maybe try not to do it out of the box. Do something a little different. But it depends. You know, if you're the sort of person that likes to do something just a little bit different, then yeah, that's the way to go, definitely. But you don't have to follow the same as everyone else, without a doubt. But yeah, keep us posted. Obviously, if you're new to the stream, if you haven't already, go over to the Facebook page, Model Officers Mess. Join in, post some pictures up. Maybe ask the guys in the mess what their opinion is. They might have a different opinion or advice for you. So it's a bit of structural gel with a little bit of paint, and then what we're going to do is we're going to find another brush, in which is a Naphal brush, which is this one here, and we're just going to apply it along the ditch. Now I obviously want to make the bottom of our ditch quite textured with mud, so there's it's not raining as such, but it's obviously got wet at some point. Now I don't want to go all the way up the ditch with it, because the idea is I am going to put a small amount of water effect in the ditch eventually. And then what I'm going to do in a minute is I want to add to the bottom of our ditch some stones. So I'm going to use a little bit of the stones that I've used here on our road surface in the ditch as well. I managed to get that a little bit too high there. And obviously, as the name of the product explains, it is a product that's going to give you some structure, some depth to a surface. A little bit more interesting than just all into ground. Yeah, now is the time to think about this. How you envisage it to be at the end. So as you can see, I'm leaving a gap along the sides of the ditch. Now that I will paint an earthy colour at a later stage. Like so. Right, so what I want to do is I don't want to go mad without our sprinkles. So I'm literally just going to, with a hand, little pinch, and sprinkle a little bit through our structural gel, which will hold it on, like so. Like so. So there we go. That is our structural gel added in there. So literally all we're going to be doing at a later stage is we're going to paint these edges that are still black with an earthy colour. And once we've got our Sherman in place, we can pour in some water effect over the top of that. Now, what I will do, once the structural gel is set, I will go with a different colour and make a few variants in the colour there to give it a bit more interest. But there you go. That is our base for the moment in that respect. And we're going to have a little play with the curly moss in a second. So obviously just checking the chat there, you've talking amongst yourselves, etc. So Scale Adventures just saying, this is just my fourth build, but I do like a challenge. I would like to build something different and not something that's been already built by so many. He found some pictures with tuned versions with canyards, wide body fenders, wide spoilers, etc. but requires some work, something I've never done before. Model making Mayhem has said there, the best way is to have it. The best way to have it is it's a learning process. Yes, I mean I would agree with that sentiment. Basically, I quite often like to do something a little bit. It's good to do something straight out of the box, definitely. But every now and again, for me, that's how I would do it out of the box. Even if it's out of the box, I try and find something different. It's got to be a twist to it. So I might, for example, I did a 148 Stuka, but I did it with English insignia on it as a captured plane. I just like to think a little bit outside the box. But you generally find with that sort of thing, if you're that way in your mind, then you generally will find that you will find a way to do a subject which incorporates things in which you've not tried or done before. So it's a good way of learning. So yeah, personally, I would agree. Do something that's a little bit different, something that's going to expand your abilities. There we go. And yeah, model making, Mayhem's just saying the best way to have it is to a learning process. And he said, yeah, that's true. So cool. I hope that helps. Comrade Junk says, I love doing bases like this. I've built bases before having anything to put on it. Yeah. I tend to, I love this part of the diorama I love to do because it's very rare that it's something in which you're buying out of a box. You've got to really think about it. So yeah, I like this part of the process. I like to have an idea of what's going to happen within the base, obviously, because otherwise you could just make bases all day long and not really have anything that are suitable. And this is probably the wrong way around to search through your stash for something to go with the base. Although, don't knock it. You know, who knows? Could work. Right. So that's that. The other thing I want to do, I got time. Yeah, it's just coming to 12 o'clock, so I'm not going to be on for much longer. We were only on for an hour and a half, remember. And then after us, we have Dave and Colin on the Festus Modelling Workshop for the Sunday brunch. So what I was going to try and do was God help me, I'm going to try and flock. Yes, I did say flock. Flock my bush. You heard me correctly. You heard me right. We are going to flock the bush. So I'm going to use some of this PVA that's watered down. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to tentatively put some of the PVA on our curly moss. I've just noticed actually. How did I manage that? Oh, I know why. Just noticed my fence has got grass growing on it, but that's all right. I quite like that. Actually, it's an accident, but we'll leave it be. So basically what I did was just before I came on air, I quickly dyed my fence with wood dye. And of course, when I was doing the shaking of grass, it's obviously still wet. So I have now got grass on the top of my fence, which is a cool accident. So as you can see, I've just been using a bit of PVA. What we're going to do is we're going to use some of our flock and drop it, I hope, in position on our bush. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to get it everywhere. It's going to be difficult, really. I'm going to do is I'm going to carry on. Oh, way too much glue that, James. hopefully set myself too much of a challenge here, but oh yeah, I thought so. So I'm actually going to not do much more because we've got far too much items here that are glue. Now glue is going to make things stick that we don't want to stick in that particular position. So anyway, it gives you an idea of what I'm going to do. As you can see, that is our flocked bush. So obviously going to come back to this at some point in a couple of hours, but I can't do any more right now. Otherwise, I'm just going to get everything all in the wrong place, and that isn't going to work. And that will be once we've got the flocking on our curly moss. We've painted our edges to our gully there. All it will need to do with the base is tidy up the edges and maybe some bits and pieces still, but then obviously some water in there for our tank. So hopefully we'll get that tank done, and we're going to be in a position that next week we can concentrate on the tank, because what we're going to do is we're obviously going to do it as a knocked out tank. So we're going to involve some burning effects. Yes. So yeah, so that's where we'll leave it for now. So it's just gone 12 o'clock. Thank you for being with me. There's 22 of you still. Let's catch up with the chat very quickly. Conrad Junction just saying, yeah, I don't do it often, but I have found myself doing it well before. Yeah. Malcolm was saying, and there goes my coffee. Okay. Conrad Junction saying, I did it with the World War I trench base, but I had no figure to put in it. Well, sometimes, if I'm honest, the base tells the story, doesn't it? You know, you don't have to have a model put in it. So, you know, for a World War One trench, an empty, deserted trench is a story in itself, isn't it? So, yeah, there you go. Thomas just saying, thanks for the non-boring morning. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad I haven't bored you. It's wonderful. So, I just wanted to say I'm going to leave the bench now. Thank you very much. I hope that's been of use to you. Trying to cram everything in a short period of time is a bit difficult, but I think we've managed to show the basics of what we wanted going on there. So hopefully next week, what we're going to do, I'm trying to get the tank itself, the base done and primed, and then what we'll do is we will go over the effect that I want it to have. In the back of my mind, I'm wondering whether I want to have it so it's been there for a long time and left, but I think they were pretty good at clearing up as they went along, because picking up spares and stuff, I guess. So yeah, it will be a knocked out tank anyway, but we'll come out with that, and we'll show you what to do with that. So what we'll do is we'll do the paint effects on the Sherman next week, and then I would hope the week after we will be going to go into the placement on the diorama itself, the water effect, after we finished off the detritus, if you like, of what a burnt out wreck might look like. So that's the plan. So it should be done, should be finished within a couple of weeks, and then we can think about the next thing to do. But anyway, one thing I wanted to say for those that you are watching, congratulations to the ISM boys, International Scale Modeller, put on the auction for Models for Heroes, raised over £5,000, and a massive effort. I know it is for them, well worth it. But thank you very much for your dedication, as always, for Models for Heroes, and thank you all for tuning in, bidding, and snapping those amazing amazing deals. Some of them were really, really amazing deals. So congratulations to those that won something, bought something, but won. It's an auction, so yeah, you won them. So congratulations to you, and thank you on behalf of the volunteers, the Models for Heroes, and everybody else involved for that support. It's a massive, massive bonus for us, or for the charity. And Malcolm is as am I. I'm struggling for words, to be honest. That is dumbfounding that we can raise that sort of money on that event. So thank you for that. The other thing I wanted to just remind you of was that obviously a new month has begun. So we'll be putting new banners up in the mess in the coming day. So thanks for everybody who put their Best Build Tuesdays in. But the reason I mentioned the Best Build Tuesdays, which is a post that goes up on the last Tuesday of every month, is to remind you that the Model of the Year competition that we have within the Model Officers Mess is based around that post and the banners and the winners of competitions and group builds, etc. So if you don't enter anything, you can't be entered into Model of the Year competition. There is an admin's award, but that is generally down to the input you've made throughout the year. And never too late. Whack in there loads of information about what you do, your models, work in progress, techniques, all that sort of stuff. Get involved. So yeah, that's to come up. And obviously we've got our Sea Warfare group build that's a month in now. I can't believe that month's gone by so quickly. Yeah, so if you've got something related to the water that was used in warfare, then jump in the last group build of the year, and be a part of the team. I'm going to put a post up today asking your opinion of group builds for next year. Please make sure you interact with that. It makes my job a lot easier of choosing what we should do, and that choice must be made by the end of November to plan for the next year. And very last but no means least, as going back to Models for Heroes, I will also be putting a post up asking your opinion if you want a Model Officers Mess calendar this year or mug. Make sure you pop in there if you want to get involved, and then I can figure out a supply one, and any profit that's made from it will go to Models for Heroes. So just be aware, I will add a little bit onto it. So you are covering the costs, and there is a donation within that to Models for Heroes. And there you go. It's just coming up to 12:10. I think we're going to leave it there now. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys. Oh, obviously, don't forget to stay tuned to the YouTube land for Festa's workshop coming up soon. And there is a myriad of other things going on, but I know that will be covered because I can't find my list. I've lost it. So I know Fox is on, I think, after Festa. There you go. Fox will remind you, I'm sure. Anyway, until next week, I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.